Hello. So I posted my video of my dream that I had, and I kind of wanted to go over and clarify some things because I feel like it was very unclear. Also, I was like barely woken up, and I was making that video to my sister Amanda and my mom. So I will go ahead and retell my dream and give more details. So basically, it started, I was in the garage of my house. Well, my sister's house. I live with my sister. And my brother, who lives in Oklahoma, his name is Liam, he was in the garage with me. And I recently started learning how to play the trumpet because I've always wanted to play the trumpet. And so I was in the garage. I was about to play the trumpet for my brother Liam when at that point I started hearing the trumpets, but I assume it was just, I don't know, because it sounded like a song. Don't remember what song it was, but it was definitely like an older, like religious song. And so I got up and I ran to the back porch, and my brother followed me out to the back porch. And when I got there and he was there, I was like, Liam, do you hear that? Like, because I heard from other people that people who are not going to be like raptured, they don't hear the trumpets or the shofar or whatever. And so I was like checking to see if my brother could hear it, because I knew that if you don't hear it, it means, you don't hear it. And so he was telling me that he did not hear it. And as soon as he said that he didn't hear it, I was just like in heaven. Like, I didn't see myself get raptured. I didn't see like any going up or anything. I was just in heaven. And I was in this room, and I was standing in this room. It was like a bedroom, and it was big, and it was like a really rich person bedroom, like just like fancy decorations and like a massive bed, and there was like couches in the bedroom. And so I was sitting on a couch, and shoot, forgot to mention that when I was looking at the sky, when I went out to the back porch, the only thing I remember seeing was the sky was dark, like a normal night sky, and I saw shooting stars, but they were really big, and they were like, it looked like more of a meteor that was on fire than a shooting star for sure. But that's in my mind, that's what I felt like they were, was shooting stars. But in awake state, I could see them more as meteors than shooting stars. And everything was distorting, like we were in a video game almost, or like Cat in the Hat. So like things were like bulging in and out, and like kind of felt like this was like almost like a two-dimensional world, so like it was like somebody almost grabbed like the corner and just like kind of was able to pull it down, and behind was like white, almost like that's what it felt like. And at that point I just appeared in heaven. And so I didn't really see God. I didn't see anything other than the shooting stars, and I heard the song. And so I saw the world distort, and I was in heaven. And so at that point was when I saw Jesus. He was laying in his bed, what I assume was his bed, and I was sitting on a couch just in his room, and we were talking. And I remember, like, I was confused because so on September 11th, a lot of people were saying that like that was going to be the rapture date. And so me and my sister and my whole family were like waiting. We were just like so prepared and ready, and it just came and went, and it is what it is. But so this took place like me going to sleep and then waking up, and I was raptured, pretty much like in my dream. It didn't really make sense, but I could tell that it was the next day in the dream. And so I was like, God, why did you take us on the 12th instead of the 11th? Because we were sure that it was going to be the 11th. And so why did you do it the next day? And I remember him saying, very specifically, that it wasn't worth the fruits that it bore. And so I've heard the term like bearing fruits and stuff. And so I think that's where I got that from my dream. But it also feels like he was telling me that, like, me watching these videos for hours and hours, just trying to figure out what day it was absolutely not important at all compared to, like, if I spend 3 hours watching this video, I could be spending my time, like, 3 hours, like, building a relationship with God. That I was wasting all this time because I was too busy focusing on what day it was going to happen versus making sure I was ready for the day. And so, same thing with them. They spent hours and hours researching what day it would be, and they spent hours and hours filming, like, just to tell people who were going to spend hours and hours watching the video. Like, we have collectively spent so much time trying to figure out when it's going to be, instead of figuring out, like, if we're ready. Are we ready? Are we going to be saved, you know? And so I know, at least for me personally, I need to work on not having doubt, but because I have accepted Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, and I know in my heart that I will be saved, but I still have that doubt that I have to work on. And I feel like at least for me personally, I've been so focused on when is it, that I'm not working on, am I saved? So, so I was talking to Jesus, and he was saying that it wasn't worth the fruit that it bore. And so, he just told me that I haven't really done anything bad in my life, which is kind of true. Like, I haven't really, like, murdered anybody, and I feel like I haven't really done anything really super bad towards anybody else, but, like, I have done really dumb things. Like, I've gotten piercings, I've gotten tattoos that will never go away, and just dumb things that I've done to myself, that I feel like are not okay with God. And so, he was telling me that I've done a lot of, like, not very smart things, but I haven't really done anything bad. And so he was like, but I will forgive you as long as you listen to my story. So I was like, okay, yeah, for sure. Obviously, I would listen to anything that Jesus said, ever. Like, but yeah, I was like, yeah, of course I'll listen to your story. And so he started talking, and I have a hard time hearing, so I just listen to a lot of loud music and stuff, and so it's like over time kind of ruined my hearing, and so I have a hard time hearing, and so I couldn't hear what Jesus was saying. Not only could I not hear what he was saying, but also there was a lot of music playing in the background that was like, I couldn't tell what it was. There was a lot of talking in the background that I couldn't make out any of what it was. And my sister's face came up like a hologram, like right in front of me. So, like, let's say the hologram was right here, Jesus was like over here in the background talking to me, and her face was like right here. And so I was watching my sister's face get edited. It was like one of those, like, editing this celebrity to take out all their, like, implants and stuff like that, like how people make those videos, except it was my sister's face, and he was editing all of the imperfections out. So any, like, blemish she had, any wrinkle she had, he was fixing her hairline to make it, like, perfect, in, like, her eyebrows, and it was zooming in and, like, doing every single hair of her eyebrow, and, like, it was zooming in and out and fixing every detail that you could possibly imagine. and it was in high speed. Like, it was like fast. It was just like going straight through every single part. It was crazy. And so that was going on. The talking and the music was going on, and Jesus was talking to me all at the same time, and I couldn't hear very well. And so I was like, Jesus, I can't hear you. I can't hear you, Jesus. And at that point, I woke up. And so I believe that it was trying, like, my dream was meant to tell me that I have been so focused on just when the day is, all of these random, like, videos on YouTube that they just don't they don't give me substance. They're just there. I watch a lot of preacher videos, things that don't really help me, you know? And I just am not focusing on God, and I'm not focusing on Jesus and a relationship with them. And I think I feel like a lot of people probably have that same issue. They're distracting themselves with media, and they're just getting way too distracted, especially in a time like this where we have to be ready, we have to be prepared and building a relationship, a strong foundation with God. And we have to make sure that we are going to be ready when he comes, no matter what time, no matter what day. Like, we have to make sure that we have that relationship. And if we are spending our time watching videos and trying to figure out what day it's gonna happen, we're not gonna be ready. And so I felt a strong conviction to post the video of me half asleep in my bed, just trying to form a thought about my dream. And then I'm sitting in my little prayer room, which is just my closet with a bunch of lights. I felt a conviction that I had to, like, really be awake and tell my dream after having bounced ideas off of my sister and my mom of what certain things could possibly mean. And also give a little backstory, because I feel like some details were left out that were important. Anyways, so that's my dream. I will upload this, and yeah. God bless.